everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse. And obviously it's October and it's a special Halloween edition. We are talking about Treehouse of Horror number 2. It's in season 3. So this is the second Treehouse of Horror episode. Vinny is going to bolt. Maybe not. Anyway.
He will.
He's part of the show, you know. So we're here to talk about that. And do you want to give a recap of the segments?
I'll give a brief recap. I won't talk about what they're all about, but I'll give just kind of a quick idea. So we got the first one. They don't have titles this time. So I titled it Monkey's Paw because it is about a monkey's paw that grants wishes. The next one I titled It's a Good Life because it is definitely a parody of the It's a Good Life episode of The Twilight Zone, where Bart plays the part of an omnipotent boy who causes all kinds of trouble for people. And then the third one, I just said Burns creates a robot worker. There's no title, but he creates a robot with Homer's brain in it, and as you can imagine, you put Homer's brain in something, you're going to end up with trouble. Yeah. So those are the 3 different vignettes we get in this one. Okay. So why don't we go into lines? You want to start us off with a line?
Oh boy, where do I start? This was really difficult to pick, and I guess I'm just going to go with the first one that popped up. So very early on in the episode, the newscaster says, "Remember, the presidential primaries are a month away." And then, if you don't like it, move to Russia. So I just thought that was a little funny and timely and worth mentioning.
Yeah, because it just so happens we're in an election year as we record this. And so to watch that episode now knowing we're going to have an election coming up was very funny. I like that.
So that's the one I choose to go with.
Good. All right. Well, my first line is from the Monkey's Paw episode. And so, as you know, Homer's used this monkey paw and he gets all kinds of wishes and they go awry. Mm-hmm. You know, Maggie gets a wish and ends up with a pacifier and they don't get no money, and you know, they wish for fame and that goes bad. So on the last wish Homer gets, he takes the paw and he's like, "I'm going to make a wish that can't fail." And he says, "I wish for a turkey sandwich with lettuce and mustard and I don't want any zombie turkey. I don't want to turn into a turkey myself. And I don't want any more weird surprises."
That is a good one.
It is hilarious because they tried and even that backfired because the turkey was dry.
The turkey was dry.
All right, what about number 2? What do you got?
$28 an hour, lots of fresh air, and you get to meet lots of interesting people. That line was from Bart in the third segment where Homer is looking for a new job. So $28 an hour, lots of fresh air, and you get to meet lots of interesting people as a grave digger.
And I love how it cut to him digging the grave, and it's Willie giving him all kinds of business. He's telling him he's not doing a good enough job. Yep. That was great.
It was good.
All right, so my second line, I'm going to skip to the third vignette where Mr. Burns is building his robot, and he needs a brain. So like I said before, they take Homer's brain, but the way they get the brain out is they have Homer on a table, and he just saws the head off, and it falls like a bowl, and Mr. Burns is like, "Hand me an ice cream scoop," and Smithers is like, "Ice cream scoop," and Mr. Burns says, "Damn it, Smithers! This isn't rocket science, this is brain surgery."
That was on my list too.
Ice cream scoop
to get the brains out. That whole scene is hilarious. I love it. Good. Do you want to do favorite scenes?
Yeah, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
So this was really tricky for me. And there's 2 of them. And so since you just mentioned one of mine as your latest line. Yeah. I'm just going to skip over that and go with the other one, but I really do love that scene, the whole ice cream scoop and the brain removal of Homer. It's a really good one. So I'm going to go with in the monkey paw episode, or vignette at the beginning, Lisa wishes for world peace, and that whole segment of her wish coming true is my favorite scene because everybody throws their weapons away. World peace is achieved. That backfires. The aliens see the world under peace with a giant peace symbol, and they decide that that's a great time to invade Earth. And so they come down and they take over with their puny weapons, a club and a slingshot. So just
she should have wished for intergalactic peace,
right,
maybe,
because
right. It wasn't big enough to go.
No,
great.
So it's just
great one.
Too funny.
Yeah, I love those weapons. Oh, he's got a slingshot and a club.
Yeah,
They're gonna take over the world with that.
Like a legit Captain Caveman club. It's old school. It's good.
Oh, very good. All right, so my scene, I'm going to jump to the It's a Good Life parody one. And there's this gag, of course it's about Bart has all these powers, and if he doesn't like what you're doing, he'll punish you and that sort of thing. So you have to think happy thoughts and do stuff that pleases him. Well, Homer's watching a football game, and he's got money on it. And so Bart comes in, he's like, this is boring, I want to watch Krusty. And Homer's like, quiet boy, I got $50 on this. And the announcer's like, and the kick, and the ball is going. And then he says, now the ball is turning into a bald fat guy. And then you see Homer go, and he hits the goalpost and falls because Bart turned Homer into the ball because he cheesed him off. That part of this episode has always made me laugh. I just think that's so funny and silly. So I had to throw that down as my scene.
And the scene is Homer makes him mad because he wants to watch football because Bart wants to watch Krusty the Clown. And then when he flips over to Krusty is so just out of it, and he says he's been on for 346 hours, which is 14 days straight of Krusty the Clown, and he looks exhausted and awful, and he's taking pep pills so he can maintain 24/7,
Yep, he's like, he won't let me stop!
So, yeah, that is a really good segment of this, and just to point out, the first Treehouse of Horror has a spoof on
Twilight Zone kind of deal.
So they definitely were influenced by that, which is pretty cool, I think.
Absolutely. All right, that takes us to winners and losers. Which one you want to go with first?
Let's hear your winner first, because I had a hard time with this one.
My winner was Mo, because going back to what you said when Lisa wished for world peace and aliens were taken over, well, Flanders ends up getting the monkey's paw, and his first wish is to get rid of the aliens. And so the aliens are chasing Mo, and then as soon as Flanders makes that wish, Mo turns the tides on the alien and is chasing him with a board with a nail on it. And he's like, he's got a board with a nail on it, and the alien's running away, and Mo's like, enslave humanity. So Mo is my winner because he stopped the alien invasion with a board
with a nail on it.
And that is pretty cool.
And then there's going to be bigger boards and bigger nails.
That's a problem for another day. Mo still is the winner for that. So what do you got for winner?
I ended up going with Flanders because of that same segment.
So we're on the same kind of level there, yeah.
Because he gets the monkey paw from Homer and he basically saves the world. So I went with Flanders for that.
Nice.
So.
I like it.
What about your loser?
My loser is Snowball 2.
Oh, gosh.
The cat. Because going back to the Bart being the omnipotent power guy, he's like, same old boring cat. I'm going to change it up. And he turns the cat into this grotesque, weird monster that breathes fire and has a umbrella for a tail and crazy stuff like that. So I'm thinking, Snowball 2, not a very good winner.
Not a good winner. No, there were so many options for losers of this episode. It was really difficult for me. I could have gone with Jasper because he's a loser. I could go really obscure and go with the monkey paw, because you know I like to be obscure with my answers for the loser, because that poor monkey lost its paw for this magic. I really goes with your winner. Kodos is my loser because he's getting chased by Mo with the board with a nail in it. So that's what I wrote down.
Ah, good one. That is a good...
Nice little tie-in, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. It brings everything full circle.
It does. And mind you, watchers, we don't talk about this before we sit down and talk to you about it. We legit just watched the episode, wrote our notes in our notebooks, came in and sat in front of a camera and talked about this. So George and I, we don't know what each other is going to say. That's part of the fun for us. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that's something amusing for you to know, that we don't talk about this before we talk to you about it. So
absolutely. Here we are. And that brings us to the end of Treehouse of Horrors number 2 from season 3. But we are not done with Treehouse of Horrors because it is only the beginning of October. Mm-hmm. We got some more coming your way, and we will be doing that next week with the season 4 Treehouse of Horrors. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else to say?
I don't have anything else to say. So
other than...
Until next time.
Jiminy Jillikers!
Bye.